Good day. Welcome to an interesting session on Mindful Minutes. Today we have a very talented yogini with us. Her students say time just stops when they attend her class. Her friends say that her style of hi-fi is legendary. Her Hollywood friend, Spider-Man, says, "Oh my God, can she climb the wall?" A very warm welcome to Reena on Mindful Minutes by 01 Mindfulness. She will be talking about boosting immunity with yoga in the era of COVID-19. Welcome, Reena.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And firstly, I would like to thank you for the wonderful introduction. That was so very unique. Nobody said such wonderful words about me and in such an interesting style. So thank you so much, Mr. Valecha, for introducing me in such a wonderful way. And it's indeed a pleasure to be chatting with you. I've heard a lot of inspiring stories about you, and finally I'm able to meet you, even if it's virtually. And yes, it's my pleasure, absolute pleasure.
Life will, of course, give us a chance to meet physically. But now that the virtual life has become a way of life, let's begin with our session. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. What is your journey in yoga and when did it start?
So my journey started 12 years back. I was a very laid back child, and I was never into fitness, and I was always, happy-go-lucky kind of a child. Got married in a Gujarati family where everybody was very nice, supportive, and everybody was happy the way I was. I was blessed with two wonderful children, and life was all hunky-dory. Everything was wonderful. But after my two children, I was 80 kgs. I was all bloated up, and I was facing a lot of health issues, which then I thought that I should pick up some fitness regime. And suddenly I came across a yoga studio near to my place, and I started my practice. And I keep sharing it with everybody. As soon as I attended my first yoga class, I came back home and I told everybody, it's very boring. Yoga is not for me. I won't be continuing. And I don't know, maybe God has destined something else. Within few weeks, I started loving the flexibility, the movements, the mobility which yoga was giving me. And most importantly, it was giving me a lot of peace and happiness. So I got so hooked to yoga, and then I was a student for 4 years. Then I took a certification. I became a certified teacher, and the journey is still going on.
Fantastic. That sounds interesting. From laid back to making a difference in people's life. That's very interesting. How does yoga help to boost immunity? Does it really boost immunity?
Actually, firstly, I would like to say every fitness regime helps you to boost immunity, first and foremost, because I admire every form of fitness which are there. Maybe it's a weight training, maybe it's running, jogging, any kind of activity. Nowadays, the most important problem is a sedentary lifestyle. People are just getting everything on the phone. They just don't have to move. People are not using staircase, first and foremost reason. Of course, I feel, and it's already proven, that yoga is more beneficial because it includes pranayama and meditation, that along with physical health, it also helpful for your mental health. Even mentally, physically, of course, we are getting fitter, flexible, but mentally also it's giving you a lot of calms. Nowadays, people are suffering with a lot of stress and anxiety issue. So definitely yoga is a mind-body connection. So it has numerous benefits. So, but I would say that any form of fitness or movement will help you boost immunity for sure. And yes, pranayama, again, that's a different subject, because nowadays people are breathe very shallow. The shallow breathing is the reason for all the ailments. And I would also like to mention that after this pandemic, people are like, teach me breathing exercise. People think that it's a magic pill. Just 3-4 days of pranayama will give their lung capacity will become more better. But again, I always tell people that make yoga, pranayama a part of your life, way of life, your lifestyle. Then only with consistent practice you will able to gain all the benefits. There is no magic pill for immunity boosting. It's a consistent, regular practice.
Yes, discipline and consistency. But how much time do you really need to get all what you're saying? Is it too time consuming, or what's a time regime that somebody has to keep to get good results, optimum results?
I would say the whole day. I'm not saying you have to do yoga the whole day. Even if a 30 minutes yoga, a 10 minutes of pranayama will do wonders. But people are not keeping a check what they are doing later on. Right? Many people come to me, they tell me, Reena, I have done 1 hour of yoga. Now I can do anything. I can just lie down and watch Netflix. That's not that. You have to have an active lifestyle. You have to keep a check what you are eating. You have to keep a check when you are sleeping, when you are waking up. We are so much exposed to social media. People are watching everything. People are watching whatnot. So even along with your diet, mentally what you are feeding, even that's very important. As we are today into mindfulness minutes, which you will definitely explain, but people are losing mindfulness. People are not aware. People are just they just feel that 1 hour of exercise or yoga and they are good to go. But the lifestyle plays a very important role.
So very true. So very true. You can't have a quick fix by saying that, okay, I've done the magic asana or magic kriya for 30-40 minutes and I'm good to go in a sedentary or unhealthy lifestyle. It's a way of life.
Yes.
But does yoga help to shield against COVID-19? If yes, how? What asanas?
Firstly, I would like to say that this current pandemic has taught us that how a strong immune is so very important to beat any virus. It can be any virus. And, eating right, exercising regularly is so very important. But I would like to emphasize, not only because I'm a yoga teacher, but yoga is an ancient practice. It's here since ages. In the West, people have taken up so nicely. And in India, still I have to convince people that please take up yoga. It's such a beautiful practice, Mr. Valecha, that where the mind-body connection is there. Whenever we are holding any asana, it's such a mindful practice that we always notice how our posture is and whether we are breathing right or not. And it's not always about the counts, it's always about how many breaths we can hold a posture. So when I am doing my yoga practice, when I am doing all the physical asanas, it's meditative for me, because my total focus is on the mat, on the asana, on my body, on my breath. So this way, I feel, yes, I'm not saying that yoga is the answer, but yes, it is.
Are there specific asanas that, with your experience of more than 11 years, that you should practice to boost immunity? Are they A, B, C? These 2-3 asanas are definitely a must, while the other asanas are definitely important. But it's all about lungs, and it's all about breathing, and it's all about the lung capacity that we hear people talking about, oxygen. And so are there asanas that will boost the immunity?
Definitely.
That you would recommend?
Yes, as I am sure everybody around the world knows the benefits of Surya Namaskara. Surya Namaskara, it's a beautiful sun salutation. If you do Surya Namaskara every day, even if you don't do asanas, you get all the benefits, where we have 11 postures where we move with our breath. When we inhale, we look up. When we exhale, we look down. So that's benefits. And of course, there are lot of asanas like Ustrasana, which is an heart opener, which, open our chest. People suffering from thyroid, even Ustrasana is very helpful. And there are few asanas which I tell everybody to do it religiously, because due to this couch and dining table, people have lost the habit of sitting on the ground. So Vajrasana, Malasana, and Baddha Kona Asana for their hip mobility and joint. You must be hearing people suffering from arthritis, people suffering from lower back pain due to sitting in front of the laptop. So Vajrasana, Ustrasana, Baddha the cone asana, malasana are very necessary to do it. Even if you want to boost immunity, or whether you are looking at flexibility, or whether you are suffering from some ailment. And again, Surya Namaskar can be done by anybody. And the best part about this beautiful practice is that no age bar. Even a toddler can do Surya Namaskar, even an elder can do. I make my mother-in-law do Surya Namaskar on the chair, since she can't sit down. So it's now definitely she's able to do it on the mat. Earlier on, she was not able to. So anyhow, we can modify the practice, and it could cater to everybody, all age group.
Could you, in this interesting journey, a lot of students have learned from you. It must be quite gratifying. Can you share with us one or two stories that have touched your heart? That you said that, my God, it was such a beautiful thing that I entered into the area where I'm imparting the joy of spreading the message of yoga.
Yes, I would say, firstly, any small achievement, or anybody who just tell me that I have started yoga because of you, it gives me a wonderful feeling. But the most important wonderful feeling which I received is from my mother-in-law. When I got married, she was a diabetic. She was not able to sit on the ground. She was suffering from a lot of ailments. And then she took up yoga. She started with doing Surya Namaskar on the chair. Now she does 21 Surya Namaskar every day on the mat. In few of the postures, she is much more flexible than me. And sometimes I get tired, and I would say, today I won't practice. But if I go downstairs, she will be doing. She does 100 to 150 Kapal Bhati, and when I see that, I feel very happy, very, very happy that a lady who was losing hope, in her life, she used to say, now you got married, within few years I will, how our elders always say that after few years. Now she's having that zeal to live more. She's like, I want to see your daughter getting married. I will stay alive longer. That's the positive aura she's spreading around in the house. And if you talk about my student, recently, only just 2 months back, there is one gentleman. He's a very renowned lawyer in Hyderabad. He told me that he was suffering from a knee issue from the past 20 years. I didn't know that. And he said he's not having any knee issue right now, and he doesn't even remember while doing yoga that once he had some knee issue. And he is my religious student. Every day he's practicing everything, and however the intense the classes, he doesn't give up. So these are just few, but there are numerous stories. But yes, I am totally grateful, very grateful to the divine to guiding me to this beautiful practice.
Interesting.
Yes. So, Mr. Valecha, you have heard a lot of things about me, but I'm really curious to know a lot of things about you and about mindfulness. So, I have a few questions planned, and I would really ask you them if you allow me to.
Sure.
So, I would like to know, what is the mission of 01 Mindfulness?
A happier, meaningful life, as a positive mindset attracts positive results. That's a major mission. And we achieve that mission through various mediums in 01 Mindfulness. We achieve it through affirmations, through meditation, through getting great speakers like you to share wisdom. And it's all about knowledge and a balanced life.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
I completely agree.
Major mission.
That's a wonderful mission, and I would really like to know if you could share that. How do we practice mindfulness?
Well, the quickest way to do that is subscribe to 01 Mindfulness.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the apt reply. That's very nice. I would really like to know the benefits of mindfulness, if you could share, please.
The benefits of mindfulness would be: would you like to be happy? Would you like to be joyous? Would you like to be successful? We all would like to, right? Now,
Absolutely.
How do you achieve that? You achieve that by living mindfully, thoughtfully, by your acts, by your action. Not be reactive, be reflective, be thoughtful. Words are very powerful. So think those words that would ignite you to manifest your best version of you. So mindfulness makes you walk that path a little more easier and a little more gently by holding your hand and letting you be the best version of yourself.
So wonderfully said. Very, very, very well said. And I would really, if whoever is watching this right now, they should understand this and start following this. Then it will be a beautiful and wonderful place to live in.
Before we part, there's an interesting thing that you're doing. Touch of Life Foundation.
Yes.
You are doing. Could you share what does Touch of Life Foundation do? What are its called before we say goodbye to each other? Because this is quite interesting.
I would love to share. Yes, so I run Touch a Life Foundation as an NGO. I run it with my friend Vibhuti Jain. We both are friends, and she's the founder. I'm the co-founder. We work for the underprivileged girls. We work for them for their empowerment. Basically, education and food, everything is taken care of. We take care of their resources and tools for their extracurricular activities. We give them career opportunities, because initially when we met these girls, they never had career in their minds. They always just thought of getting married. But I'm not against getting married, but we want to instill in them that having a career, being independent is so very, very important. And there are a lot of career options, because when we spoke to them, they only thought that career means doctor, lawyer, teachers. That's what they thought. Then when I told them, I'm also a yoga teacher, I also earn. There are Zumba teachers, there are painting, there are digital marketing team, which they were not aware of. So then finally, my friend and myself, we started doing summer camp, and we started asking people that we don't want your money, I want you to donate your talent. Please come over, spend time with our girls and teach them some new talent. And you won't believe we got a very wonderful response. And in that 30 days of summer camp, we had around 50 to 60 people reached out to us. And then after running the summer camp, 3 successful summer camp, we came up with a dream project when we thought that the girls are staying in an orphanage at a shelter. So again, they are not that street smart. They don't have that exposure. So we started taking them to different institutes in Hyderabad where they are doing courses. 2 of our girls are doing interior designing course at Lakhotia Institute. One of the girls is at the marketing team of Anu's Saloon, and one of the girl is a certified makeup artist. So we took them to Radio Mirchi for our RJ thing. We are still working on it. So we are just giving them career opportunity, and we are still working on it on the initial stages, and we want to touch more and more lives. We want to empower more and more girls.
Yes, wishing you the best for the life ahead.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed and touched both by Touch Foundation. There are things that we can do together. But Veena, here's a big thank you for joining us in Mindful Minutes.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure to chat with you. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great day. Stay tuned. More interesting things happening in Mindful Minutes.